Hi everyone, welcome back to the Southern Scouser. Again, it's been a little while since I've just done a video about football, not necessarily Football Manager, but real football. And that's because you can now find me at the Red Sea podcast under the Never a Foul name. So if you search Never a Foul on YouTube, we are now on there as a Liverpool channel, the Red Sea podcast. So have a look on there. We were live on our first ever episode last Sunday night, previewing the Leeds game with Donny, the Leeds fan from the Roaring Peacock, which was really good fun. We're on again tonight discussing all things Super League, reacting from last night's 1-1 draw with Leeds, and we're on again on Friday, hopefully with a Newcastle fan, if we can find a good one to preview the Newcastle game. But obviously I'm still the Southern Scouser. The content on here is going to be probably slightly different now because there's no point just talking about the same thing on two different platforms. So I will be putting in some Football Manager, some other tier list stuff, some wacky and wonderful stuff. I've got a hairstyle tier list coming up, a club badge tier list, so different bits and pieces in here, but the majority of my reactions and previews are going to be now on the Red Sea. So don't forget to check that out at Never a Foul under the Red Sea podcast. And obviously we've got our own Twitter, the Red Sea Pod. That's the same name on Instagram, where we actually do 10-minute reaction to the team lineup 10 minutes before a kickoff, half-time report and a full-time report. So myself and James, who you might know as Tiago's father, he is my co-host on the Red Sea. So you can find us on there, instant reactions and things like that. So I think that's an easier way to get across to you guys. I've got a big Twitter following now at the Southern Scouser, you can see down here, and Instagram as well, into the 2000s on both of those. So that's really positive as well, and almost at 100 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. I'm not too far away. I think I only need about 9 more for 100. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about all this later on. But in terms of just for here, quick 10-minute video, Liverpool 1, Leeds 1. Realistically, I think we needed to win every game to the end of the season, with potentially the only one being Man United away, where a draw wouldn't have been the end of the world. Now we've had that draw, I feel that we need to go and win away to Man United. It's still there. It's only a couple of points off. We were in 4th as it stood with a win at Leeds. As soon as they got that equaliser, we dropped back down to 6th again. So, as I said on the previous video, if you're fighting for top 4, you do actually have to put yourself into 4th at some point. So the fact that we're not even getting to 4th when we play first or alone because of FA Cup games, we're not really in the running. So my approach last night was, I was more disappointed with the performance than the dropping of 2 points, because I felt we've won our last 3 games. We're now on the hunt for that top 4 spot. If we won every game from now to the end of the season, I believe we would be top 4. Now we picked up a draw, and the second half performance for me was really poor. First half performance, we were excellent. Still a little bit toothless in front of goal, but we really pushed on. Obviously, we got that goal through Sadio Mane on about the half-hour mark. Good ball from, I think it was Jota, out to Trent, who first touch across the goalkeeper, who came out but unsuccessfully. And Mane pretty much rolled it into an empty net. He put it right into the corner. Whether he meant to do that, I don't think he needed to. But someone that was really struggling for confidence, hadn't scored in his last 9 games, and that was his longest run ever without scoring for Liverpool. So that was good to get that monkey off the back in terms of ending the goal drought. So yeah, you go into half-time 1-0 up and you think, okay, Leeds are a good team. The best way to defend against Leeds is to attack them. And he waits till the hour mark to bring on Mo Salah. For me, I don't understand why he's not started the game. We're out of every competition. We've not played for about 5 days. We've not got another game for about 5 days. Why is he being rested? I don't understand. I understand rotating people, drop Mane, drop Firmino because they're not performing. Mo Salah is our best player this season by an absolute distance. You cannot afford to just not play him for an hour against Leeds. Leeds are such an open team. That game was made for Salah. We were debating who should the front three be. Should it be Salah, Jota, Mane, Salah, Jota, Firmino, Salah, Jota, Ox, something like that? And he drops Salah and plays Mane and Firmino. And apart from Mane's goal, again, pretty average. Mane and Firmino not really showing anything for the entire season. Potentially at the end of the last one as well for Firmino. But yeah, Mo Salah was the one to drop out. But yeah, he came on and I just had a feeling. If you watch my halftime report on my Instagram, I said it's got the West Brom feel about it. When we were at home to West Brom, we were 1-0 up. Away to Brighton, we were 1-0 up. And that equaliser, you're not killing off that game. You're really wasteful with chances. You're not killing it off. They get a chance with the last 5 minutes, and then it's all they've got to do is hold on for 5 minutes to get a draw. And we've basically run out of time to go and get the winner. We were just, again, so wasteful. Mo Salah had a good chance to score, but I'm sure he would have had more if he'd have had more time to play. But we just don't have good enough forwards. You know, if Salah and Jota don't score, we're relying on Mane to get one in every 9 games, or Firmino probably one in every 15. So big change is needed in the summer. I think we need to split up that front three and really bring in some top quality, because I want to draw away to Leeds, who sit 10th. It's not the end of the world, but they're a promoted team. We're the English champions. We should be coming to Leeds and winning the game. I had a really good guest on the Red Sea pod, which was Donny from the Roar and Peacock, as I mentioned. And he was really confident. He was suggesting we should be happy with a draw. I'm not disappointed in terms of, as I say, dropping 2 points. I'm disappointed with Liverpool's second half performance, because the lack of desire is not acceptable. You're looking at, there's about 5 minutes left, and Alisson's just like strolling about to take a goal kick. Get it, kick it, go. Why are you taking 3 minutes to decide where to kick it from? Again, Firmino could have overlapped Robertson and waited so long to overlap him. As soon as he did, the chance had gone. So the intensity is not there. So in terms of the match itself, disappointing to see 2 points drop, but more disappointing to see the second half performance, which was just not good enough. A goal from a corner for Leeds, and disappointed to concede in that way from a set piece, because usually we're so good with Van Dijk, and it's affected us in both boxes, isn't it? Van Dijk would get 5 goals a season, and Kabak and Phillips don't. Disappointing overall. But aside from the game, as I say, I'm not going to go into it too much today. It's just a quick one to kind of tell you to watch the Red Sea podcast later on. We're going to have a full hour pretty much about talking about the Leeds game and the European Super League. But yeah, my initial thoughts are, what is the Super League? The Super League is a way of the clubs basically having a go at UEFA revamped Champions League. So UEFA have got, this is our revamped Champions League. We make more money out of it. There's more matches, and this is how it's going to go. And the clubs are basically saying, actually, we want to do it this way, and your idea is so outrageous that the only way to kind of counterbalance that is to be outrageous ourselves and basically call it a closed competition. Now, for me, that's where they've gone wrong. Okay, if all these 12 super clubs, how you can include Tottenham and Arsenal and AC Milan after their recent European performances, I'm not too sure. But basically, it's a closed shop. It's us. We're the big clubs. We don't get relegated ever. We're in it every season. That's where they've made their mistake for me. If they'd have come in with a similar approach in terms of the layout, because I like the idea. I don't think Liverpool need to go to Lincoln in the third round of the League Cup anymore with a third strength team. And people will say, oh, but it means the world to Lincoln. Does it though? Let's play Liverpool's kids. And, it means money, they get money. But how is that fair? Why did Lincoln get to have a game with Liverpool and Plymouth don't? You shouldn't be relying on a cup tie at home to a massive Premier League team to keep your club afloat. Plymouth didn't get any decent cup draws, so how is that fair? So I think it's pointless for these clubs to be playing these clubs in cup competition, because clearly FA Cup may be slightly better, but the Carabao Cup has gone. Alright, you still get the same 2 teams in the final, because Man City's youth team and reserves can pretty much beat anybody anyway. But there's just no point in big English clubs risking their prized assets in a game against Lincoln, who are going to play different physical football, for what, a £6,000 bonus to go through to the next round. It's pointless, and it would be better giving that money to Lincoln and letting them go up against other teams. Maybe get rid of the Johnston's paint and make the League Cup just for the league teams. So that's my first thought. My second thought is, I get playing more European football. I get that, and I like it. It needs to be done in the right way. It needs to be open. It needs to be, you qualify for it. It's not a God-given right to qualify. I understand an expanded Champions League would make sense. Obviously, back in the day, it was straight knockout. Only league winners got in. So only Liverpool would be in it this season from England. Only league winners would be in it, and you play one game. If you're knocked out, that's it, done. So I get the money is in these big glamour ties. If you qualify for the Champions League now, you can get in there if you come 4th in your league, as long as your league is big enough. You've got a group stage game. You may have one decent top level team in your group, sometimes 2, sometimes none, but usually you've got 1. That's 2 games. Say you get through your group stage, you've got a last 16 game against, again, someone. It could be someone that sneaked through that's not great, or you could get a big glamour tie. So you've got a maximum probably of 4 games there, unless you win that last 16. So splitting it into groups of 10, Liverpool have got Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Manchester City, all these, Inter Milan, all these teams to play a bit more regularly on a Wednesday evening, rather than just playing, the Romanian champions. It makes sense. I get the financial aspect of that. I'm not against a European Super League in terms of let's revamp the Champions League and combine these two ideas together. Where they're disagreeing is where the money goes, where the power goes, etc. Because UEFA and FIFA, let's be honest, are the most corrupt organisations in the world. They're a joke. They're not the good guys here. So we need to find a middle ground, and I think and I hope that's why the clubs have come in quite this strongly to kind of counter UEFA and kind of meet in the middle. I'll get into more on this later on, but the difficulty thing for me to accept is that they just chuck their managers and players and fans under the bus for now. If it's a big bluff, fine, but Jurgen Klopp's getting asked questions last night about the Super League. He didn't even know about it, so he's now getting all these questions, and it's what a difficult position to be in between the people that employ you and your football beliefs. Because if you go against it too much, it's going to be really awkward. So it's a strange one. I'll go into my ideas a little bit more later on. I'm going to talk about the TV rights. I'm going to talk about maybe we need to revamp the entire football board. Do we need to get rid of UEFA and say right, we're going to make a new football board of directors, but we're not going to have the owners on board making the decisions. We're going to have football people. So let's have one representative from every club. You know, Liverpool could have Kenny Dalglish on the board. Madrid could have Luis Figo. All these kind of players that know the Champions League is the Champions League. You do not get rid of the Champions League. They know how important domestic leagues are. These clubs are not wanting to leave their domestic leagues, but the Premier League are threatening them to kick them out of these leagues if they go ahead with these plans. So it's all very, very messy at the moment. I'll get onto it more later on with James on the Red Sea podcast tonight on Never a Foul. So definitely check that out. We're going to go pick the bones out of the Liverpool Leeds game, and we're going to go much stronger into the Super League as well. So please check it out, and I'm going to go way further than I am right now into the subjects that are the hot topics right now. So take care, guys, and I'll see you tonight on the Red Sea. Take care.